Well, hello and welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Taurus. Taurus, I'm going to do this mid-month reading for you as we are we are in the mid-month of August, and we're just out of the Mercury retrograde, so are finally getting our communications back on track from that retrograde Mercury, the planet of communication. I am setting the intention here in the cards for you, Taurus, asking for that divine love and light, prosperity, beneficial assistance. Okay, let me get this grabbed up. And then I'm going to check out a Celtic cross spread for the sign of Taurus. I want to learn or grow any ideas or thoughts that you might have going on as far as this mid-month of August is concerned. Maybe you have some love questions. Maybe you've got some relationship, career, just your life in general. You can just very much be checking this reading out today as a general check-in. See if there's any messages that pop out for you. Just remember not to make something fit. If it's not your reading, it's not your reading. Leave it for someone else. Your current state, 9 of Swords. What's challenging that? The King of Cups. What's on your mind? Knight of Swords. What is in your recent past? The Hanged Man. What is in the lower part of your consciousness that you might not give a lot of time and effort and attention to is the Death card. What is in your future orientation? 7 of Pentacles. I'm going to keep these cards flipped over your external energy, the internal energy, yours, your hopes and your fears, your final outcome. The bottom of the deck, Taurus, we have 6 of Swords, which is all about sailing away to calmer waters. This is all about your thoughts. This is all about the way that you're thinking about things. So I am feeling for you that in the middle of this month, you're deciding that whatever it is you've been thinking about, whatever it is you've been contemplating, chewing on, mulling over, talking about with your friends, you're just ready to get in your boat and sail away to smoother waters where things are going to be a little easier, where things can be a little more on the down low and not rough and rocky like a turbulent ocean. So you are just ready for nice, smooth, easy sailing waters, which sounds great as well to me. In the middle of your spread, another sword energy. This is 9. This one is a little bit more, this is a little rough. This is possibly why you want to be in the 6 of sword energy, because 9 of swords is showing up as your current energy. And this is the energy of insomnia, not being able to sleep because you're just going over in your mind. Something is replaying over and over again, going over all the ifs, ands, whys, hows, buts, thinking of all the options, talking that over with your friends. But as you go to bed at night, when you're supposed to be getting rest and your mind can shut down and shut off, it's not. So in 9 of Swords energy, it's just that mental turmoil. It's not a pleasant energy to be in by any means. And what's causing 9 of Swords to not be so terrible is because you really are feeling the love, Taurus. You're feeling the mastery of your ability to be calm, cool, and collected. The King of Cups is the mature king of the heart space of love and of his feelings and his emotions. And again, I'm using the word his and he because it's a masculine form. It's a fixed energy. It's a representation of the sign of Scorpio. And so it's fixed water. It's fixed energy, which can be, if I say I'm going to do this, if I say I'm going to feel this way, this is how I'm going to feel. If I say that I will meet you there and we will talk about our relationship, that is exactly what I will do, and that's what we'll do. So it's very fixed. It can be very stubborn, but it can also be very loyal. extremely loyal. Water energy, King of Cups, very, very loyal, very dedicated, very, as I said, mature. It's depicting this person, so the masculine form of the mature water love heart space energy. And this person has the white hair, so it's showing us that this is mature, this is wise, this is someone, this can be you. And so I guess what I feel is that even though you might be caught up in your thoughts, you're coming in and you're challenging these thoughts with this masterful emotional energy. Possibly why Six of Swords is showing up at the bottom of the deck, because you are talking yourself out of Nine of Swords with this. It's just it's giving me this like a guru, like a counselor, like just a very precious loved one is soothing you in your mind by reassuring you that, Taurus, you're loved. You have all the tools available to you to calm yourself down, to talk yourself off that mental ledge of going around and around in the gerbil wheel. You are bringing yourself back down, maybe by doing some yoga, by meditating, by praying, by lighting your incense, by actually putting your toes in the water, going to a body of water, if it's a river, a lake, a stream, the ocean, wherever it is that you can get near a body of water. I think that is really soothing your mind. So it's showing up as a challenge, but it's a good challenge, because Nine of Swords as a current energy is just stressful, rough, and rocky. And King of Cups is here to calm and to soothe and to help you relax. And what's on your mind? It's more sword energy. There's a lot of mental energy showing up here. And this is about he's literally getting on his bike and he is going either. Knight of Swords can also be like a runner. And so on your mind is that, I think, that tendency, that inclination to want to run away, to want to get away. So again, very much like Six of Swords. So Knight of Energy is Knight of Swords is the energy of getting away from something or going to something. So either way, you're moving. You're on the move in your mind. You're moving away from these stressful, hard thoughts. You really do want this King of Cups energy. So I don't know if the Knight of Swords is your way, or if it's your in your mind, you're picturing yourself it's your getaway vehicle. The Knight of Swords is your getaway vehicle from whatever it is that's been stressful and trying and hard and making you think too much. Taurus, you're a very grounded, earth-based energy. So you really like the creature comforts. You really like the home. You like the food. You like the soft, cushy, cozy beds. You just like your creature comforts. And all this mental thought energy, it's a lot. I mean, I think it's a lot for anybody, but it's a lot for you especially. So in your mind, your Knight of Swords, you're moving out of it to your comfort zone, or you're moving towards something better than whatever it is that you've been sitting and thinking about. At the bottom here is in your kind of your subconscious. This is the death energy. So this is definitely awesome. Another Scorpio energy. So you might have a Scorpio as a main player in your daily life, but the death energy here is putting an end to something. It's something that has been causing you a lot of stress, a lot of strain, a lot of worry, a lot of mental. It's over. It's you want it to be over. So I think you really are finding all these ways to end whatever turmoil has been happening in your life. This is the death. This is the end of it. It's a transformational energy. The death card rarely ever means a physical death, but usually does mean the death of the way that we've been thinking about things, the death of a bad habit, an old hobby, an old habit that just no longer serves us. The death energy, it's major arcana, again, for the sign of Scorpio, but it's showing up to show us that it is time to clear the slates, to clear the board. So that is interesting. It's showing up, like I said, in your subconscious. So very powerful down in those recesses of our soul, because it will come out if this is really what's residing down there. Is we want something to be done, a relationship, maybe it's a job, but something needs to be over because it's just too stressful. As we entered the reading tonight here, your energy was Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is Pisces, major arcana for the sign of Pisces. And it is that moment when we have to go into a different headspace. This figure actually is, it's the scorpion pose. And so he's in like a headstand, but he's got his legs twirled up. He's not stuck here, he's purposefully here. It is willful surrender. It's the idea that the only way I'm going to really be able to clear my mind and think about things logically, it's more water energy, so it's emotional, is if I go upside down, maybe figuratively or literally, and I see things from a new perspective, from a new way. Because all of this thought energy, Nine of Swords, Nine of Swords, Knight of Swords, and Six of Swords, all of that thought is just too much. And so you knew that going in. As we enter this mid-month, maybe you are sitting in Hanged Man right now. You're trying to decide, how can I think about things in a totally different way that doesn't stress me out, that doesn't cause me worry or concern? Because the way I've been doing things so far hasn't been advantageous to me, and something does need to come to a for sure end. So Hanged Man is what brought you here, Taurus. And as we move into the future, we have Seven of Pentacles, and that is the energy of patience, the energy, earth energy. So it's something that you're very familiar with. Is I know that the seeds that I plant today will become fruit tomorrow, and that tomorrow can be months out, it can be next year, but in the future, you're deciding that enough of these thoughts and enough of all this. I am going to take my energy and I'm going to make something that I can be proud of. I'm going to pour my energy into something that I can see, touch, taste, smell, eat. Maybe you're planting this garden. Maybe you're developing something inside your home that will, it will make the value of your home increase, so that maybe when you do decide to sell, it will bring great profit. This is anything financial. This is having to do with your health. This is having to do with your bank account, your money. So home, health, wealth. Seven of Pentacles, you're building something and you're showing a great amount of patience to allow it to do what it needs to do. External energy is the King of Swords. So we have King of Cups and we have King of Swords, and this is somebody external to you. So somebody external to you it's another king, and this is for the sign of Aquarius. This is fixed air. And again, it's that masculine form, which is the more outspoken, the more direct, the more, and it's upright. So King of Swords, somebody external to you. And I'm getting the image of an accountant, somebody that deals with the finances, getting a message of a counselor, a wise counselor, a psychiatrist, psychologist, something like that, a very trusted friend. Maybe a father figure, somebody in their mature masculine energy, very certain, sure, outspoken, well-spoken. King of Swords is very communicative, and it's usually very forward thinking, very much in their mind. There's a lack of emotion. It's all headspace. It's all thought oriented. It's analytical. It's well spoken and well thought out, and it makes a lot of sense. And someone is in your life, Taurus, that is externally influencing you. So they're outside of your direct sphere, that could be a partner, but I think it's more of a trusted, a person that you go to for advice. That's really what that feels like. Maybe advice on how to deal with anything that has been troubling you. And internal energy. So, how does this make you feel? Four of Wands, celebratory. This is great. This is a great outcome for King of Swords energy in your external environment. Internal is Four of Wands. So I think you're taking the advice. I think you're making the changes. The death energy is here. You've thought about things from so many angles that you've trusted the advice that's been given to you. And you're moving into this celebratory energy, this very forward momentum of we're going to dance under the maypoles. This is also soulmate energy. You can clearly see there are like the 1111. There's 2 on one and 2 on the other. So the Roman numeral 4. And this can be about soulmate energy. Happy spouse, happy house. It can just be that we're just dancing under the maypoles and we're feeling all the good feelings. We've got the lights, we've got the beautiful trees, we have a beautiful home in the background. And it is really the opposite of all of this sword energy that was here in the beginning of your reading. So I really like this for you. I think you're really feeling that goodness. And in your hopes and fears, we have 8 of Wands. So more fire energy. And you're hoping for things to go fast, fluent, forward, but you're also a little bit afraid of that. So maybe even though we know that something needs to come to an end in the way we're thinking, or a job or a relationship, when that starts happening, that can actually be a little scary. Sometimes we get comfortable in the discomfort. And so when things start to improve or get better, or whenever we do take the advice that was given to us, it can feel a little scary. But 8 of Wands is moving very fast. So whether that's a good fast or a bad fast, it's in your hopes and your fears. So there's just a lot going on. In your final outcome, Taurus, we have Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is here as a final outcome, as a movement towards, very much similar to 7 of Pentacles, but the Knight of Pentacles, he moves really slow, very, very contemplative, very introspective, very much a planner, a thinker, a doer. He's moving towards investments. He's moving towards, if I'm going to have the body of my dreams, I start here. If I'm going to have the relationship that I've always wanted and provide for that relationship, I need to do A, B, and C. So he's a thinker, he's a planner, he's an investor, and he's moving towards whatever it is. And I'm saying he because it's a figure on the card, but please say he or she here. There's no gender. It's just, I'm just using that because it's the image on the card. But he or she is moving towards something that will be very positive for the near future. So that is a great positive outcome for you, Taurus. I'm hoping that something helped you, that spoke to you, that fit into your life. If it doesn't fit, please leave it for someone that it does fit for. And I always love to hear comments or feedback on this reading. I am bringing over the Whispers of Lord Ganesha oracle cards for you, Taurus, because I want to give you just one card to finish this reading off. And I'm going to read from the book once we choose the card, once it feels right to pull that out. We have the number 40, which is a spiritual quest. So, spiritual quest, Lord Ganesha there in the center. And spiritual quest says you are called to realize your full potential and to choose to become a force for good in the world. Whether or not you are aware of it, you're embarking on a great spiritual quest. Your soul is leading you to a myriad of discoveries about who you truly are and what you came here to achieve this lifetime. Each of us has a unique journey that is tailored especially for us and designed for us to reach our highest potential. During this quest, you will gain significant insight into your purpose here on earth. For many, this journey will have been preceded by a period of upheaval, confusion, and conflict, which has birthed a desire for greater clarity and concrete answers about the meaning and purpose of your life. From this spiritual journey you are undertaking, you will gain wisdom, enlightenment, and an enhanced sense of your personal power. As you travel on this path, make a point to commit to the quest and not be tempted by distractions that may cause you to veer off track. Ganesha urges you to focus your energy less on having and more on simply being. Your spiritual growth can be enhanced by the regular practice of meditation and self-reflection at this time. So thank you so much for tuning in, for your attention, your time, and I ask that you be blessed. Namaste.